We're going to begin a week-long unit about the characteristics of quadratics, which are just parabolas. Today, all you're going to learn, this is going to be a very short video, are the basic wording or the words that describe a parabola. So, some of the key words that we are going to examine today are axis of symmetry, x-intercepts, which we already know. Remember, those are also called roots or zeros. Vertex, that we have talked about in class. Y-intercept, which you're familiar with as well. And maximum and minimum, which we've talked a little bit about as well. So we're going to start with the x-intercepts, which we've done a lot of work with within class. The x-intercepts are just where the parabola crosses through the x-axis at. So with this parabola, we have two x-intercepts. One is at -1. Sometimes they refer to this as left of 0, so it's our left x-intercept. Our second one is x equals 3, which is right of 0 because it's to the right of the vertex. Another familiar word is the y-intercept, which is just where we cross the y-axis at. So we're crossing the y-axis at -3. Our first new word is vertex. The vertex is like the point of change. It's where we go from, in this example, we're decreasing in value. So we're going down, down, down. It's our turning point. We're turning to increase in value. So our vertex location is at the coordinate 1, -4, and that is our turning point. The vertex will always be the lowest point or the highest point, depending on if your parabola is concave up, which this is concave up. So that means the vertex is the lowest point, which makes it the minimum. If we are concave down, then we're an upside down parabola, and our vertex is at the highest point, which makes it a maximum. So we want to know how low does this parabola go, and the parabola goes all the way down to -4. So we say that this has a minimum value at -4. The last word I'm going to talk about is the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry cuts our parabola right down the middle. It's always going to go through the vertex. It slices our parabola into two equal parts. So the left-hand side covers the exact same area as our right-hand side. If you notice, our y-intercept is one space away. The coordinate across from it is also one space away. Our x-intercept, 2 spaces away. The other x-intercept, 2 spaces away. So those are the key words that we're going to examine today. So what I'm going to need you to answer within class today is what is the vertex? So if I look at this parabola, the turning point is at 2, 4. Where is my axis of symmetry? So it's through my vertex. It is a vertical line, and we label vertical lines as x equals the number that it crosses through. So this axis of symmetry is at x equals 2. What are my x-intercepts? So where am I crossing at? I'm crossing at 0 and 4. What is my y-intercept? Which is just another repeat. I'm crossing at 0. And finally, is this a maximum or a minimum? This is the highest point of the parabola. So this is a maximum, and it's a maximum at 4. So give it a try. So hopefully you put these answers. The vertex is at -1, -4. Our axis of symmetry is through x equals -1. Our x-intercepts are at -3 and 1. The y-intercept is at -3. This time, it's a minimum value because it's the lowest point at -4. Last thing I'm going to talk about is how many solutions. So it depends on how many times the parabola crosses the x-axis. So no solutions when it doesn't cross. 1 when it touches down and comes back up. And 2 when it crosses through twice.